The musketry shattered the silence. 100 muskets firing at once, with the muzzle flares destroying the night and the clouds of powder smoke acrid and white. "Scatter!" Lindsay shouted as men began to fall. "Fire back on my word." "Stand!" MacKim ordered his men. He could tell by the muzzle flares that the French were all on the south side of the river. His men were all in the frozen river, exposed and vulnerable. "Extended order, boys. Move forward slowly and be prepared to support Captain Lindsay." The main body of Rangers was confused. Some tried to fire back, others ran to the nearest shore, and some stood still, waiting for coherent orders. Kennedy's men began to fire, the disciplined volleys a sign that the lieutenant had them in hand. "We must help them," Ramsay nearly pleaded. "Wait," MacKim ordered. "Move forward slowly and wait until the captain gives definite orders." The French continued to fire, with Rangers dropping and firing. MacKim could not see Lindsay in the confusion and swore softly. "Captain Lindsay," he called, sending his voice across the river. "Any orders, Captain?" The firing continued. "Sergeant Speakman!" MacKim roared, without response. "The sergeant's dead!" An anonymous voice replied. "Right, lads," MacKim ordered. "We're going across to support the van. Keep an extended order. Fire at the muzzle flashes when we get in range and ensure you don't hit our men. Lieutenant Kennedy will be hard pressed." Taking a deep breath, MacKim led his men across the ice. Although he knew he was still well out of range, he felt exposed, as if every Frenchman and Indian in Canada was aiming his musket directly at him. He moved in a half-crouch, with the bewildered survivors of the main body joining him as he came closer to the south shore. "Across the river, boys. We'll support the lieutenant." Thankful for somebody to give orders, the Rangers followed. "Has anybody seen Captain Lindsay?" MacKim asked. Nobody had. "Extended order, and don't fire until we're in range," MacKim reminded. After their initial volleys, the French remained silent until MacKim's men neared the opposite shore, and then they opened up. Only one Ranger fell, with the darkness now a protective cloak. "Fire!" MacKim ordered, "and then move before you load. Don't allow the French to target you by your muzzle flare." The rearguard ran forward, stopping to fire, moving again, loading, and running as best they could on the ice. As the Rangers crossed, MacKim gathered the survivors of the vanguard. He found Sergeant Speakman lying dead with a ball in his chest. "Is that you, MacKim?" Kennedy asked. "Yes, sir. I lost one man in the crossing. I'm not sure of the main body's casualties," MacKim said. "Did you see Captain Lindsay?" Kennedy could not hide his anxiety. "No, sir." MacKim shook his head. "Right. We must assume the French hit him." Kennedy looked around his position, where the Rangers crouched or stood behind trees, exchanging fire with the French. "Let's drive these French fellows away before we do anything else. Find out how many men we have." MacKim did a quick roll call and found 48 fit men at the bridgehead, some shocked and 3 without muskets. 45 armed men, sir," MacKim reported. "Sergeant Speakman?" "Dead, sir." "Very well. We're not waiting here," Kennedy said. "We'll go for the throat and scatter the Frenchies." He grinned, white teeth in a drawn face. "They won't expect that. Your rearguard will guard the rear and keep up." "Yes, sir." MacKim saw his 4 riflemen among the defenders, loading with care and aiming before they fired. "Adopt a diamond formation," Kennedy ordered, "with no scouts. We keep together this time, and don't leave any man behind. I won't give the savages a present." With Kennedy in the lead, the Rangers moved forward, shooting at anything that might be French, Canadian, or Indian. Within 20 minutes, MacKim realized that there was little resistance, with nobody responding to his men's firing. "The French have gone," he reported.